Okay, can you see the screen? Hello, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to one and all, and welcome back to Online Education Channel by BMC. This is Vaijayanti Patil from Turbe MPS. Today we are going to continue with the chapter number 15, Life Processes in Living Organism. In this, today we are going to deal with chemical control, the glands, and its functions. We have studied that the entire control and coordination of our body is brought about by our brain, that is known as nervous control. And the second type is chemical control, in which certain proteinaceous chemicals, which are hormones or the enzymes, are released, which helps in controlling and coordinating various activities of our body. Let us look into details of this chemical control. Control and coordination in our body is also brought with the help of certain chemical substances that are known as hormones. These hormones are secreted by specialized glands that are known as endocrine glands. Now, what are endocrine glands? These are the glands which are ductless. Ductless means it is not having any passage. The hormones that are secreted by the glands are directly poured into the blood, and that hormone circulates in our body via the blood. Through the blood, it will be circulated in our entire body. How does these glands function? As soon as there is any change in the external environment or within our body, that is due to stress or any other conditions like the certain diseases or all, the stimuli is generated, which is carried to the brain. Okay, in brain there is a hypothalamus which directs these glands to secrete the hormones, particular hormones at that particular time. Now, release of these hormones depends on the stimuli that is received to the hypothalamus. Okay. As the hormones or the secretion of these glands are released into blood circulation because they are ductless. Thus, through these, endocrine glands are present at specific locations in our body. This secretion reach all part of body via blood. See, in this try to be shown how first the response is or the stimuli is carried to the brain. From the brain, the signals are being sent to the various gland. This is a type of gland which will release the particular hormone, that is a chemical substance, which will act on the target organ. Okay. Now let us see in details about all these glands. The first gland is hypothalamus. It is actually a part of brain. See, you can see over here. This is thalamus sulcus. This is thalamus, and below the thalamus is hypothalamus. This pointed structure that you see, it ends into the pineal body or the pituitary gland. Okay. Where it is located? It is above the pituitary gland, in the forebrain. Okay, this is the forebrain and it is located in the forebrain above the pituitary gland. Hormone that is secreted by this hypothalamus, it controls the activities of pituitary gland. So it is the part of brain that will direct the pituitary gland and help it to secrete. Okay, so function is control of pituitary gland. Next is pituitary gland. Now see the location of pituitary gland. This is hypothalamus. This is forebrain. In the forebrain, this is the hypothalamus. Just below the hypothalamus, there is a very small, which if focused can be seen like this. Very small. It is actually of a size of pea. Okay, it is the size of pea, the green peas that you eat. It is of that size. That is known as pituitary gland. So it is located just below the hypothalamus in the forebrain, at the base of the brain. Now, there are various hormones that are released from the pituitary gland. There are about 8 hormones. First is the growth hormone. Now, function of growth hormone, it stimulates the growth of bones and muscles also. Okay. So, growth hormone is actually responsible for overall physical and psychological development of our body. You know, as our age grows, our height also grows up to particular age only. Okay. Accordingly, our muscles also grow. All this growth is brought about by the growth hormone secreted by pituitary gland. Second is adrenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, now this, it stimulates the adrenal gland. Now I will be showing you this adrenal gland in the further part. First, understand where is it located. Adrenal gland is present just above the kidneys. On both the kidneys, adrenal gland is present. Okay, so adrenocorticotropic hormone that is released by pituitary gland controls the adrenal gland. Third is thyroid stimulating hormone. So we have another gland that is known as thyroid gland, which is present in the neck region. That function of that thyroid gland is controlled by the thyroid stimulating hormone secreted by the pituitary gland. Next is prolactin. Prolactin, it functions or it acts on the mammary glands and stimulates the secretion of milk. So this happens during the process of pregnancy and post-pregnancy. When the mother feeds the child with the milk, that milk which is generated in the mammary glands of the mother, it is due to the prolactin hormone that is released by pituitary gland. Next is follicle stimulating hormone. Now, follicle stimulating hormone is actually responsible for formation of the gametes or the development of the gonads. Now, what are gonads? Gonads means in case of female, there is ovary, and in case of male, there are testes. So these are actually the main part of the reproductive system in human beings, and it is controlled. The development of this part is controlled by follicle stimulating hormone. Next is luteinizing hormone. This also controls the reproductive organ, that is ovary in case of females. It helps or controls the menstrual cycle and ovulation. That is, formation of ova in case of female is regulated by luteinizing hormone secreted by pituitary gland. Next is oxytocin. This is also known as birth hormone. This is also known as birth hormone because it is responsible for contraction of uterus. That is, during the birth of child, during the delivery, the birth of child, the wall of uterus contracts, which helps to helps the baby to come out of the uterus. So during the birth of child, oxytocin is very important, which is released by pituitary gland. The last hormone is antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic. It is related to urine. Remember, uretic. You can associate it, uretic with urine. Antidiuretic hormone. It regulates the kidney functioning and maintains the water level in the body. Okay. So according to the need, antidiuretic hormone is released, and according to that, the urine formation takes place. So that is how the water level is maintained in our body. So remember, this is the only one gland which has so many hormones. And if you see, it has control over the other glands. It will control the growth of the body. It will control adrenal gland, thyroid gland. It controls the gonads like testes and ovaries. It controls the water level. Okay, so it also controls the adrenal gland that is over the kidney. Okay, so it is also known as master gland. It is also known as master gland because it is regulating the function of other glands also. Just let us have an overview of the functions of pituitary gland. I'll repeat it again. Pituitary gland is present in the brain, at the base of the brain, below the hypothalamus. This is hypothalamus, and this is a pea-sized pituitary gland. There are around almost 8 hormones that are released by the pituitary gland. The first is adrenocorticotropic hormone, which controls the functioning of kidney. Antidiuretic hormone, which controls the function of kidney and regulates the water balance in our body. Next is oxytocin. Oxytocin effects on the reproductive organ in the female, that is on the mammary gland and the uterus during the delivery and the post-delivery period for feeding the child or the baby. The next is thyroid stimulating hormone, which controls the thyroid gland. Okay. It controls the secretions of the thyroid gland. Then is adrenocorticotropic hormone, which controls the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is present above the kidney. Okay. Next is prolactin. Prolactin is also responsible for development of the mammary glands and release of the milk, secretion of the milk. Then there is one more hormone that is known as melanocyte stimulating hormone. Now what is melanocytes? These are actually the hormone which regulates the color of skin. If more amount of melanin is secreted, the color of the skin becomes dark. If the amount of melanin secretion is less, then the color of skin becomes light. Okay. Then next is GH, that is growth hormone, which stimulates the growth of bones and tissues and muscles. Then FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, and LH, that is luteinizing hormone. These two hormone effects on or controls the development and secretions of ovaries and testes. Okay. Now, the next gland is thyroid gland. See the position of thyroid gland. It is present in the front sides of the trachea in our neck. It is present in the neck region. Due to the shape, if you notice the shape of this gland, it looks like a butterfly, the shape of the butterfly. It is also known as butterfly gland. Location, anterolateral side of trachea, that is in the front of trachea, in the neck region. Hormones and functions. First is thyroxine. Thyroxine controls the metabolic activities of our body. Now, what is metabolic activities? All the anabolic and catabolic reactions that are taking place. That is breakdown of certain substances and synthesis of certain substances. These reactions are controlled by thyroxine hormone. Then next is calcitonin. Calcitonin. It is related to calcium in our body. Calcitonin controls calcium metabolism and calcium levels in our body. Next gland is parathyroid gland. See, it is connected with thyroid. It is actually related to the location. Parathyroid gland, it is very small node-like structure which are present behind the thyroid gland. See the location. This butterfly shape is a thyroid gland, and these yellow structures that you see on the thyroid glands, these are known as parathyroid gland. So it is located behind the thyroid gland. It is located behind the thyroid glands. Hormones and its function. Parathyroid hormone is released by parathyroid gland. See, the name of the gland and that of hormone is same. Parathyroid gland secretes parathyroid hormone. It controls metabolism of calcium and phosphorus. So it regulates the level of calcium and phosphorus in our blood. Next is pancreas. Pancreas is actually a leaf shape. This leaf shape structure that you see, this is known as pancreas. Okay, it is present behind the stomach, just below the stomach. Here you can see it. See, this is stomach. It functions in two ways, endocrine and exocrine. This is stomach, and behind the stomach endocrine gland is present, that is pancreas. Now, we will concentrate on the endocrine function of this gland. It is having three types of these cells. The pancreas is having three types of these cells. One is alpha cell, beta cell, and delta cell. And one more, that is PP cell or F cell. Polypeptide cell or F cell. Remember, alpha, beta, delta, and F cell or PP cell. Each cells secrete different types of hormone. First is glucagon. Glucagon, relate it with the glucose in our body. It stimulates the liver to convert glycogen into glucose. Now, when is this done? When we do not eat for the longer period of time and our body requires energy for performing each and every activity. So whenever the energy is needed by our body and we are not consuming anything, the glycogen that is stored in our liver is converted into glucose and instant energy is provided to our body. So this is controlled by a hormone known as glucagon. Next hormone is insulin. Insulin, you all are aware about this. It controls the blood sugar level. You have heard, and in most of the families, there is either one person who is suffering from diabetes. Okay. If there is less secretion of insulin hormone, the blood sugar level increases. Okay. So insulin regulates the blood sugar level by conversion of blood glucose into glycogen, which is stored in the liver then. Okay, so when there is excess of glucose in our body, that glucose is converted into glycogen with the help of hormone insulin. Hence, if there is shortage of insulin, a person may suffer from the disease known as diabetes, that is increase in blood sugar level. Next is somatostatin hormone. Now, somatostatin hormone is actually responsible for controlling both these hormones, that is glucagon and insulin. Secretion of these hormone is regulated by somatostatin hormone, that is again released by delta cells of the pancreas. And the fourth hormone that is secreted by the PP cell or the F cell, that is pancreatic polypeptide. Now, what is pancreatic polypeptide? It controls the absorption of glucose in our intestine. Okay, so it controls the movement of intestine and the absorption of glucose. It also controls the secretion of pancreatic juice, which plays important role in digestion of the food. Okay, which is related to the protein digestion, and hence it is known as pancreatic polypeptide. So remember, there are 4 hormones that are secreted by pancreas. They are glucagon first, which secretes or stimulates the liver to convert glycogen into glucose. So glucagon actually increases the blood sugar level. Then insulin, it controls the blood sugar level. If excess of blood sugar is present, it is converted into glycogen with the help of insulin. Then somatostatin, which regulates the secretion of both glucagon and insulin. And the last is pancreatic polypeptide, which controls the movement of intestine and helps in glucose absorption, as well as it controls the secretion of pancreatic juices, which plays important role in digestion process. Then the next gland is adrenal gland. We have seen adrenal or heard about the adrenal in the pituitary gland. Okay, now see the location of adrenal gland. These are the kidneys. Just above the kidney, you can see the cap-like structure that's known as the adrenal gland, and it is present on both the kidneys, left as well as right kidneys. It is present on the anterior side of each kidney. Anterior is on the upper side of the kidneys. Hormones. First is adrenaline and noradrenaline. It is also known as epinephrine hormones. Now, adrenaline and noradrenaline, they both are related to our emotional status. Okay, they are also known as fight or flight hormones. Now, what is fight and flight? See, for every situation or every problem around us, our body reacts in 2 ways. Either we fight for that problem and try to solve it, or few people, they just run away from the problems. So that is known as flight. This adrenaline and noradrenaline controls that behavior, either to be aggressive or to run away from the problem. Okay, so when is it released? During the emotional crisis, whenever there is any problem around us, at that time these hormones are released. It also stimulates heart and its conducting tissue and the metabolic processes. See, when we get anger, you might notice difference in our body. Your blood starts boiling. When you feel angry, you become aggressive. All this is the effect of these two hormones, that is adrenaline and noradrenaline, which is released from the adrenal gland of the kidneys. Next is corticosteroids. Corticosteroids are responsible for maintaining balance of sodium and potassium ion in our body. Okay, so from where it is absorbed? When the blood passes through the kidney, these potassium and sodium ions, our balance of this potassium and sodium ion in our blood is maintained by absorption and reabsorption during the process of urine formation or urine filtration. It also stimulates metabolism. Next is ovary. Now, these are related to females. Okay. The female reproductive system consists of two ovaries just beside the uterus. So this is the location of the ovary on either side of the uterus in the woman. So this is present only in the females. Now, what are the hormones and its function? The first important hormone released by the ovary is estrogen. Remember, though it starts with O, the O is silent over here and it is spelled as estrogen. Estrogen, it stimulates the growth of endometrium. Now, what is endometrium? This is uterus. In the uterus, there is the lining of blood vessels formed. That is known as endometrium. Now, why is it essential? It is essential for the development of the baby. Okay, whenever the baby is developing in the uterus, the endometrium is very essential for implantation and the growth and development of the baby. Okay, so first, it controls the growth of endometrium. Second, it controls the secondary sexual characters in women after the attaining puberty, that is after the age of 13 or 15. The secondary female character starts developing. Okay, so that is the difference in the voice, development of the mammary gland, starting of the menstrual cycle. All these are the secondary female characters which starts developing after the age of 13 to 15. That is controlled by estrogen. Then the next is progesterone. Progesterone, it is very essential hormone in case of pregnancy because it helps in maintenance of the endometrium and maintenance of the pregnancy. If the level of these hormones gets less, then the miscarriage may occur. Okay, and the female might not be able to give birth to the child. So it is very important with respect to the development or implantation of the child in the uterus. Hence, it is also known as pregnancy hormone. This is all about ovary. The next is testes. Now, the testes are present in the scrotum of male. These are only associated with male. Okay, so it is a part of male reproductive organ. Location, it is present in the scrotum. Hormone and its function. First hormone or the most important hormone in case of male is testosterone. Testosterone is responsible for development of the secondary sexual characters in males. What are they? Like formation of development of beard, development of mustache, change in the voice in the case of men. This is all the effect of testosterone. Next, is the thymus gland. Now, this is very important gland with respect to our immune system. How? We'll know it. Location. This gland, thymus gland, is present in the thoracic region, that is in the chest region, just above the heart. Okay, so see, this is the heart and it is present above the heart. Now, hormone and its function. Hormone released by thyroxine is known as thymosin hormone. It controls the cells which give rise to immunity. Now, what is immunity? In this pandemic of corona, you have heard about immunity. Immunity should be good, then it will help you to be disease free. So, immunity is the fighting power of our body. Our body fights against the viruses and the bacteria that are entering in our body with the help of immune cells. These immune cells are developed, or that immune response is generated at faster rate with the help of the hormone, that is thymosin. And hence I said thymosin is very essential for the immunity. Now, this is the one gland which develops slowly. Okay, the development of this progresses slowly from the birth of the child. As the child grows, the development of the thymus gland also takes place, and as the age starts on increasing, getting increasing, like that in the old age people, again the size of this thymus gland deteriorates, because of which the immune power of the old age people is also less. Okay, so in the middle age, the immunity is good because the gland is well developed. In the initial age, that is in the childhood, these gland is developing, hence the immunity in the child is low. As well as in the old age, this gland starts deteriorating, and hence the immune power of the old age people is also low. So this is all about the glands. Let us quickly recap the glands that we have studied. Today we have concentrated on the chemical control of our body. What is chemical control? The control and coordination of our body brought about by specialized chemicals that are known as hormones is known as chemical control. We have seen there are different glands which secretes different hormones and are responsible for different activities in our body. It controls different activities in our body. Okay, let us just revise it. The first is hypothalamus. As I've said, hypothalamus is present above the pituitary gland in the forebrain. It secretes the hormone which controls the activity of pituitary gland. Okay, it controls the activity of the pituitary gland. So it is just the extension of the brain which controls the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a pea-sized, very small pea-sized gland that is present below the hypothalamus, that is at the base of the brain. There are around 8 hormones released by this pituitary gland, and it is also known as the master gland as it controls the other glands of our body. The first most important hormone that is released by pituitary gland is growth hormone. See, if you want to remember this, the very easy way is you associate this with your body, how the things are taking place in your body. You're growing. How is growth taking place? Now, it is because of the growth hormone. Who releases the growth hormone? The pituitary gland releases the growth hormone, which stimulates the growth of our bone, muscles, and tissue. The second hormone is adrenocorticotropic hormone. What does it control? It controls the adrenal gland. It stimulates the adrenal glands. Third is thyroid stimulating hormone. See, just the name of these hormone is related or associated with the glands that they are controlling. Thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates the thyroid gland. Prolactin, prolactin, it stimulates milk production. Follicle stimulating hormone, it controls the growth of gonads. Gonads means in case of female, it is ovary, and in case of male, it is testes. Luteinizing hormone, this controls menstrual cycle and ovulation in case of female, and also development of sperm in case of males. Next is oxytocin. Oxytocin is also known as birth hormone because it controls the contraction of uterus during parturition, that is during the delivery of the baby. Next is antidiuretic hormone, uretic. Okay, so it regulates the water level. If water level in the body is more, urine formation is more. If water level in the body is less, urine formation is less. So antidiuretic hormone regulates the water level in the body. Then the next is thyroid gland. Where is it present? It is present in the neck region, in just in the front of trachea. That is the windpipe. Okay. Now, this secretes two hormones. First is thyroxine. Thyroxine controls growth of body and metabolic activities. Second is calcitonin. Calcitonin controls calcium level. See, calcitonin, calcium metabolism. It regulates the calcium level in our body. Okay. Then you have parathyroid gland. It is present, parathyroid. So it is present just behind the thyroid gland. These are also very small node-like structures. There are four glands, four or two pairs of parathyroid glands present behind the thyroid gland. Hormone released is parathormone. What does it control? It controls calcium and phosphorus level in the body. Next is pancreas. Pancreas is a leaf-like gland that is just present behind the stomach. It has four types of cell. Alpha cell secretes glucagon, which stimulates liver to convert glycogen into glucose. Second is beta cell, which secretes insulin. It stimulates liver to convert excess of blood glucose into glucagon. Third is delta cell. Delta cell secrete somatostatin hormone, which controls the level of glucagon and insulin. Okay, it controls the level of glucagon and insulin. And the last is pancreatic polypeptide, which controls the movement of intestine and the absorption of glucose. It also controls secretion of pancreatic juice. Next is adrenal gland. Now, adrenal gland, it is present on the anterior side of the kidney, that is on the top of the kidneys. It releases two hormones. First is adrenaline and noradrenaline, which I said you can remember as fight or flight. It helps us to control the problematic situations in our body. Okay. So controls the behavior during crises and emotions, emotional situation. It stimulates the heart and it stimulates the heart and its conducting tissues and metabolic processes. It maintains balance of sodium and potassium and stimulates metabolism. Next is ovary. Ovary is associated only with female. It is present on either side of the uterus, on both the sides of the uterus. Two hormones are released by ovary. First is estrogen. It stimulates growth of endometrium. It stimulates growth of endometrium. Secondary sexual characters in women. Then next is progesterone. Prepares the endometrium for conception and maintenance of pregnancy. Hence, it is also known as pregnancy hormone. Next is testes. Now, testes is associated testis is associated only with males. It is present in the scrotum of male reproductive system. It releases testosterone, which stimulates the growth of secondary sexual characteristics in male, that is formation of beards, mustache, and the change in voice of the male. Last is the thymus gland, which is present in the thoracic cage near the heart. Hormone released is thymosin. Thymosin control these cells which give rise to immunity. That is, it is responsible for the immune response of our body. Okay, now let us discuss the assignment. Name the hormones of the following endocrine glands and their functions of each. First is pituitary gland. The answer is growth hormone and oxytocin. Now, pituitary gland, you have 8 hormones. You can remember at least any 2 hormones of this gland. Okay. Next is thyroid, thyroxine, and calcitonin. Next is adrenal gland, adrenaline, noradrenaline, and corticosteroid. Thymus gland secretes thymosin. Testes secretes testosterone. Ovaries secretes estrogen and progesterone. Explain chemical coordination in human and give names and functions of some hormones. Okay. Now, in this case, first you will write the definition of chemical coordination, that is the control and coordination of our body that is brought out by the hormones that are chemicals secreted by particular gland is known as chemical control. And for the function, name and function of those hormones, you will be referring this chart. You just refer this chart and then answer the question. You can select any 4 glands and its functions, hormones and function. So whichever is easiest for you for remembering, you can answer it. As I have said you that day also, this chapter is very important and it is the basis of your 12th science also. So those who are interested in giving entrance exam and all, thoroughly prepare this chapter from now itself. By this, I thank you all for attending the lecture quietly, listening the lecture. I hope you all have understood the chapter. If in case you have any doubt, we can discuss it. And this is the end of this chapter. Okay. So if in case you have any doubt, please discuss it.